Hi friends, Allison here with AJ's Inspired Life. I am here for a flip through of my August flowbonichi, which was a generous gift from my dear friend Elizabeth over at Never Hopeless. And I have a complete video review of how this looked when I received it. But basically, it's an altered composition book with 2 sewn-in signatures, so it can cover 2 months of journaling if you do daily journaling. And then a middle section, which is the flow part, because you can take it out and it like has all sorts of goodies and stuff in it that you can just take this to create whatever you need. So it came with these beautiful ribbons on the side, which I have been using, but I just love how they hang. And then I added the titles. And I added this band to keep it together. It came with a ribbon right here to tie it, and I busted that when I used it. And so I just tied it onto the side. Here it is right here. And I've been using it like in snippets, okay? So this is just an old like Smash Book band, and then like a clip, like a, I don't know, like a from Michael's or whatever, a flower clip, okay? All right, so let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so on the inside, I covered it with some paper from my last TN, my last month's TN. I just used the leftover papers, I watercolored them, and I added a pocket. This pocket I kind of take with me in each journal until it falls apart or whatever. I added this page, which is an old happy planner to denote August. And then I added a note here just as a thank you or a reminder to me about like where I got this book and just sweet Elizabeth and the energy and all that. This page is the actual first page of the book, and so you can see it there. And then on top of it, I've added, this is from an old happy planner as well. This is from an old happy planner, just like a currently August page, and that's kind of like a title page, if you will. Okay, so here we go. August 1st. It was a Thursday. We were still on our East Coast trip, which I obviously had been on for like, it was 17 days total I was gone. So this is the old things from my old last month's journal. So I had used the stamps in that and had cut them out, and I ripped up the watercolor paper that I hadn't used. This is a piece of a bag, a shopping bag that I just wrote about today's college or whatnot. And then like the sleeve from my coffee. So kind of just a quick page. Friday the 2nd was our day that we traveled home. So a little thing about like we ate in the airport. So we flew from, where were we? Maine. We actually had to fly to Philadelphia, which is where we got these. And then, because we had to have a cheesesteak in Philadelphia. And then we had a layover, and then we flew back home to Seattle. And so just a quick little note kind of about that and some stuff here. So just an easy page. All right. So Saturday the 3rd was our first day home. I just put a couple notes in here. So this is the page. You can see like the actual page was like really fun matte paper, which was perfect, right? I just love it. So here's a little note about me to myself, because this is about me keeping my promise to myself that I made at the Rise conference to move daily. And so I've been exercising every day, even on the road. So little pat on the back there. And this was a card that was included, I think, from Elizabeth. And I know it applies to everybody. I know we all have crazy lives at times. Pretty sure ours just qualifies. So we got in like at 2 in the morning, and my son left at like 6, maybe 7. Had to get up, pack the car, whatever, for a regatta this weekend. So he drove like 3 hours to get there. So that's that. I got to catch up, start the laundry, catch up on journaling, like all that kind of stuff, kind of cool. And then my daughter today, my husband was at work. My daughter took her final like written test for class, for her driver's ed class, which she passed. And then when we went in to get the information, like, oh, what's the next step? They said, she'll have to take the final written exam for her license and then the final drive test. And I was like, well, how do we do that? And how do we sign up? Because you could take it at the driving school. We don't have to go to the DMV where we live. And he's like, well, she can take it anytime between now and then. And I was like today? And he's like, sure, have her come back at 1. And so we went and had lunch, and she like prepped with her little book or whatever a little bit. And then she went back and took her driving test. And so she's done. All she has to do now is like the actual drive test when she turns 16. Super cool. So that's kind of like off her plate. So she was relieved. All right, the next day was Sunday the 4th. My daughter went to play miniature golf with her friend at a local little course. We didn't even know it was there. I was just cracking up. I went to the market today, restocked the fridge because I'd been gone for 17 days. So you can imagine, oh my gosh. Okay. I got fully unpacked and finished the laundry. And then I got some planner time, which is when I probably caught up on these pages. Look at these cute stickers. These are the new ones from the Happy Planner, Mambi or whatever, right? So anyway, and then I put a note in here. I had a great visit in here with my friend who just needed some catch-up time. She was going through a little something. So we watched the CrossFit Games together this day and just got to visit and kind of have some girl time. So this is a beautiful picture from Elizabeth that she included in this book of a boy sailing his boat. And I just love it. Anytime I can get a picture of a boat, I do. And just a note here about, he's really enjoying sailing at the level he's sailing. He's learning a lot. So he sailed his laser this weekend. He sails a few different kinds of boats. And so this weekend he was racing lasers. All right, Monday the 5th, we are back to regular Mondays. Holy smokes. So prior to leaving on my trip, I had a root canal, my first ever. And so this morning I had to go to the dentist to get a new crown on. So I have a little fairy here with a crown on to remind me. But I also have poopy emoji because I don't know. It's a crown at the dentist, you guys. I hate it. So I've actually gotten pretty good about asking for what I need there, and I can calm myself enough that it's working. So anyway, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the dentist we have and all the things available to calm me. How about that? So anyway, I went in at like 7 to start the process of the crown, and then they have to like make it, I guess, or whatever. So I went to the dentist. I was all numb or whatever. And then I went to the gym. And then I went back to the dentist to get the final crown on. So I went to the gym and I was totally numb. And so I was like telling my coach, I'm like, okay, here's like my face is numb. I can't feel it. So if I'm drooling or like, just don't worry about me. I'm okay. So this is an envelope. I put a little note in here. This is a sticker from my old gym and like our membership stickers. We got these or whatever. And this is a note just about my new experience at my new gym and that I'm super happy there. I'm really loving it and loving being back. This is a little note. It is hot. It was 87 when I wrote this, and then I put, yeah, it actually got up to 90. It's hot, and we don't have air conditioning, so we work very hard on like circulating air in our house and whatnot. This is a little card that was included from Elizabeth, and that's just our family, like literally like my son and then my daughter. It's so sweet. And then I just put a note on here. We had the rare opportunity to have dinner together. I know that's very sad, but it's rare that all 4 of us are home at the same time to eat. And so it's usually like 2 and 2 or 3 and 1 or anyway, so we had dinner together and then my son went to study and we got back on normal track, but we just enjoy it. So, and then I just put a little note. I stopped to get a drink, at Arco today. We have like an Arco, which is kind of new here or whatever. And I haven't had a drink like from a gas station. Anyway, we don't have 7-Eleven or anything like that. So it was like a big soda cup or whatever, like huge, right? And just filled with crushed ice. It was so good, you guys. And I had like a flavored iced tea in it that wasn't like sugar-free, or it was sugar-free, no calorie, whatever. And I'm sure it's just chemicals like Diet Coke, but oh my gosh, you guys, it was so refreshing. So that was just such a treat that day. All right, Tuesday the 6th, we're kind of back to regular. This is my first day back at work. And so, yeah, work and then gym. And then I drove to soccer. And then my daughter drove home. This was the first time I let her drive home with me on the freeway. And it's just, it's not a super easy freeway. There's lots of construction going on. And it's not super pleasurable. So that's a lot for me to let her drive because I'm not super comfortable with it on the freeway. So anyway, but it went well. She did great, of course, but it's hard to, I don't know. It makes me nervous. While she was at soccer, because I'd already gone to the gym, I went to the thrift store and I found this amazing book. And this is like a picture out of it. And it's just contemporary art. And it just had like so many amazing pictures in it. Like, look at that fork. I'm totally cutting this book up, you guys. Don't kill me. So that was the first day. So I've cut a picture out here of like a butterfly. Look at the flowers. So I won't use all of it. So I'll probably cut some up and then, I love this guy. I just cut something out of here yesterday is why these are cut up. But anyway, I just loved it. I think there's some really fun opportunity, and it was like $3, $2. I don't even know. But, so I'm going to be cutting this up. The Big Book of Contemporary Illustration. Super cheap. All right. And I honor their artwork, and I want to, I'm not copying it or anything. I'm not selling it. So I just want to cut it up and use it for inspiration. All right, here's another thing from that book. Wednesday the 7th, simple page. So see how this music page is already there? Just so much fun. I just wrote a quick note in here. Work. My boy left at 3 a.m. for nationals in San Francisco. And then my daughter had soccer, and I hit the gym tonight. So pretty normal day. My husband's working, obviously. I don't write a lot about him because if he's at work, if he's home, we write. But anyway, he worked a long day. Today on Thursday the 8th, this is the little corners or the patches I had made. I think I've done another video. I was totally inspired. This is not my idea. I just off someone else on YouTube. I'm trying to think, but if I can find that, I'll post that. I worked last good sessions, and then I just wrote on the page here. I just wrote on the page last night at club soccer. My husband took her. And I picked up after I went to the Planet Fitness gym. So club season ends, and she's had one last practice, and then it will be high school season. So the clubs take a break for high school season because all of the girls play on the high school team, which is pretty cool. Here I just put some of my other paper from my previous journal that I had watercolored in, ripped those pages out and just glued it down. And my boy had a really good training session down in San Francisco. They go down like 2 days early. They practice and train with other coaches. No one's allowed. Our coaches aren't allowed. Parents aren't allowed, out on the water. None of that. We're not even allowed to stay in the hotels or anything with them. And so he had some great training and confidence, and is really enjoying like his time down there and meeting the other teams from other places. They were housed with a team from Hawaii. So that was pretty cool. Okay, Friday the 9th, I finished my last Michael Conley book. I've read the entire series. I've read a few of them, and then years ago, I read a few of them, and then I went back and started the entire series at book 1, and I've read every single book now, here and there, in between other books, obviously, no rush, and I'm totally caught up. So now I'm waiting on the new release from Michael, which should be, I think, in October or something, another month. I need to pre-order it. I'm so excited. So I just love all of his books. Here's a little picture of boats I cut out, talking about my boy or thinking about my boy. And then I obviously went to Starbucks today. And this is a little coffee card, and I'm grateful for, good insurance. Oh, because it's Friday, I went to get another root canal today. Yep. Little note on the back about that. So that's 2 root canals in 2 months now. I do not know. But anyway, all done. And that one didn't need a crown, thankfully. So anyway, it already had a crown on it. So he just filled it. So that was a very good day. All right, Saturday the 10th. It's obviously raining a little bit or cloudy and something. My kid's sailing, so I put a big thing here. Raining last night and this morning. Went to the gym this morning. Great workout, good people. My son's racing well. My daughter napped. I got to journal. My husband's working nights here, so it's kind of crazy. And then this is just a little note. I'm active and enjoying my Rise community from the Rise conference. And so we rise by lifting others, and just really loving all of that, and doing some intentional work on that, and journaling and goal setting every day. So in a different book. Okay, Sunday the 11th. Oh my gosh, you guys, sucked in. Orange is the New Black is back on. I guess it's been on. I didn't get the notification. I had to watch the entire season. I totally binged. In between last night and today, I worked on cleaning my craft room. I was crying at the end of this stupid show, you guys. I'm such a dork. Okay. Oh yeah, I wrote that. What a dork. Okay. After we cleaned the house, we went for dinner, and then my daughter went bowling with her friends. So this was a fun day, just relaxing at home. The boy raced all weekend. Look at that. Elizabeth included that. It's so sweet. the nationals. So he didn't place as well as he wanted to, but he beat the team they needed to. So, oops, let me plug you guys in. Sorry. So yeah, so it's an ongoing thing, is what it is. Let me just say that. Okay, so they needed to beat a team they didn't place in the top 3, which was their goal, but that's okay. Really great experience, and he's super stoked for it. So here's a little note from a planner that I had previously that I don't use anymore, so I cut it up, and it had already been noted with bills paid because I had a section in my little planner for that. This was my bill paying planner, and so I just put that in there because I got some bills paid. All right, Monday the 12th, my husband got up and made burritos. My son drove home with his team from San Francisco back to Washington. It's a long drive. They got in at like 7:30 in the morning. So my husband and I made his lunch, made his breakfast. My husband drove it down to the water, and my son went straight to work. And so we literally like handed him his food and he went to work. He coaches sailing, so he was out on the water. But I mean, just, I don't know. I'm just so proud of him. It's amazing what they do these days. I don't know. I went to the gym. We had a hero WOD this day. It was pretty cool. And I had an amazing talk. So I put this in here. I was at the grocery store and I called my parents, and then my dad had to go. I had to put a long thing on the back, and we had a very long talk, and I finally just had to like sit down in the little pharmacy section of the store. I couldn't be walking around the store anymore because it was like an hour and a half, and I just sat down and then just saw this. And so anyway, my dad's health is kind of not always great, and so it was just great to catch up for an hour and a half on the phone, and I miss being close to them and home more. So we went to sushi, my husband and my family, all of us. My son was able to meet us. No, that's not true. Let's see. It says the 3 of us went to sushi. The boy was at practice. It is rare we all eat together, but we had a great dinner and got ice cream on our way home. Yeah, the boy couldn't join us. He was at work until late. And then I put a little note here. Oh yeah, about my sweet daughter doing her thing. And then there's a little, the thing they give you for the chopsticks. So that's that. All right, the 13th was my son's birthday. He turned 18 today. And I just, this is like a thing off, I don't know, some decoration that we got at the Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is just, okay, so he wasn't going to do anything here. He was going to go out on the lake all day with his friends. And then it turned out he had to work too late, and that whole thing didn't work out. And I was like, okay. He's like, is it okay if we just have people over here? I'm like, sure. Cause I like worked all day cause I thought he was going to be gone all day with his friends, which is totally cool. He's 18. I get it. We were just going to celebrate later. So anyway, I wound up with like 15 teenagers in my house for dinner. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I ran to the Dollar Tree. I just got some cheesy decorations and plates. We brought home pizza and soft drinks, and the kids played games all night and had fun and made dessert. We made a cake, and oh my God, it was crazy. But I was just giggling at myself going, I mean, when he was little, we planned like the whole theme party, costumes, you know how it is. 18, I literally thought he was going to be gone. And he's like, hey, can we hang out at the house? I'm like, oh my gosh. So such a blessing and such amazing, great kids. But so like I journaled about that behind here. And then I journaled, this is a little flip up here. And then I found this little piece of a Lego. He was into these for so many years, especially the people. He had boxes and we collected off eBay and just all of this. So it was a little note about my baby boy growing up, and he's an adult now. So, all right. So Wednesday, the 14th, our sweet Gigi comes, and we had a great visit. So this is the behind, the behind paper here. I did not go to the gym today, which I feel blah about, but I worked all day, and then all day till 3, 4, and then on my way to the airport, I stopped at Daiso because it's on the way in between, and I was able to get some really cute washi and stuff because her plane was delayed. So busy day at work, getting everything back on track still. I mean, being gone for 2 weeks was not awesome for clients. So They were covered, and we have a clinic, so they're fine, but it takes us a little bit of time to get back in it. So my husband was off and took my daughter where she needed to go, and then my boy worked all day. And then Gigi was here. I drove to the airport to pick her up. We got to catch up. We went to Jack in the Box on the way home really quick and just got a little salad and whatever, and burger, I don't even know, because we just so enjoy. I miss her so much, and we have our own connection. And like, it's funny because each one of us has our connection with her, and so we each need our own little time, right? And so like, this was our time to talk about whatever, and then my husband had his own time, and my kids each had their own time. And it's just so sweet when she comes. She just kind of stays and hangs out with us. We just love it so much when people come visit. All right, Thursday the 15th. My daughter helped babysit today, which is so much fun. She's enjoying it, and it's just something she's just really passionate about. And my husband and Gigi took my daughter to school. Today's like the day they go back and get their pictures and their classes and just all of that. And so I had that little photo card. I put a good day at work. The theme of the day is consistency compounds, and progress is made of. And I had this little card, a million tiny little things, because that's just what we do, right? It's not big changes that we need. I really work on that every single day. We work on 1 degree of difference, right? And if you can just make 1%, 1 degree, that's how we grow apart from people too. So little side note, getting off topic a little bit, but that's just, I just love that. And then this is one of the feathers that we worked on. I got a die cut, and we haven't played with it for a long time. So Gigi and I got it out, and we were playing with my die cuts. And then here, I had put a note in here about, I had a visit with our neighbor in here, and just prayers for that and everything. So I kind of tucked that behind that a little bit. All right, Friday the 16th. This is a little pocket. We went to Panda Express, obviously. I glued that on there. This is the behind paper again. I just love it, you guys. I just put some watercolor on it, but I love it. And some of these were folded, and I didn't use them as tuck spots. I just glued them down, but tucked a little card in here. We shopped, went to the mall, swimsuit. She was going, needed some school stuff, so we did that. I went to my doctor today. I just love like the whole health thing, so did all that. Some MD notes in there. I went to the high school today for my boy and paid for all his stuff, like parking and yearbook and all that. He'll have to go back and take care of the other business. And then I hit the 8:15 class at the gym today and love that. So a little tuck there. The 17th, I went, oh my gosh, so much fun. Went to double class at the gym today. They have a gymnastics class and then strength class, which I freaking loved. It was amazing. I was so proud of myself. Not good at it, but really had a blast. It was so much fun. I cannot wait to go back. So, and then this is another thing I'm working on. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. So one of the things from the Rise conference that Trent Shelton was one of the speakers. So inspiring, you guys. If you haven't listened to him, if you're not familiar with him, please go look him up. He has some really inspiring little videos and messages, and he has a whole rehab time thing, and he has a new book that's come out. So anyway, I'm working on failing. I'm working at failing. How about that? So because it's so fear-based some of the times why we don't do things and all of that. And so it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. And so that was my message today at the gym, because doing gymnastics really at this age is hard for me. So anyway, loved it. I really loved it. This is a little note. My boy was sailing. I drove up and watched him, and they nailed it. They came in first for the beginning of the day, and then in the afternoon they got like a 2 and a 3. So we think at the end of this night they were tied for second or third. So that was a really good finish for them. I ate crap today, cereal and a pizza sandwich or something. Cereal, pizza, and I don't even know. We were out on the water or whatever all day. So did that. The 18th was Sunday. I had some coffee. I love my alone quiet time, so I made a little note in there. I'm watching, what am I doing? Oh, Gina's Rebookery. Oh my gosh. Love the Rebookery. So she just did a new thing on Finding Your Style. This is the second time she's done it, I believe. Finding Your Style 2. I'll see if I can link that below. I'm not super great at linking, you guys, so if you comment and I don't link it or you need it, please let me know. But anyway, the Rebookery, I just love it. And Eric went out, my husband went out today and took the dog and watched the boy race today. And then I went out on the lake with my daughter and Gigi, and my daughter wake surfed all day. It was amazing. I just love it. And then we went out with cousin Sean and Gigi. So the boy took third overall and second in junior teams. So it was mixed. So senior teams, being full adults or whatever, could race, and so they actually placed second. So my son's team placed second in juniors and then third overall. So super excited about that. Teamwork, team sailing today, which is one of my favorite things to watch. It's fascinating, and really plays to different theories of sailing, or different, it's very strategic. So this was a tag Elizabeth had sent me, but it says Seattle on it, and I thought, oh, it's so perfect, so I popped that in there. So, and then who you spend time with is who you become. One of the quotes that just spoke to me that day. All right, the 19th, we did some birthday celebrating, actually at our house, like with Gigi, because she has a summer birthday also. I went to the gym, a great session. I went to the market before the gym and then hit the gym, I guess. Here is a card, and then this was a little bit of like wrapping paper. I don't know, that's looking kind of mangled. I might take that out, but here's a little sweet picture. And then I put a note in here about birthday celebrating. And then, oh, we went miniature golfing, and there's our card. And then we went school shopping, and today I got new markers. And this is actually like, you know, the thing from some of them. These are from the Dollar Tree. We went to Walmart. We got like 6 things of markers of all different colors. And then I just made a little note on the back of like, so that's the cards that I tucked in here. So kind of fun. The 20th, is a Tuesday. I went to work, went to the gym afterwards, and put some sailing cards in here. The boy worked and then went to Seattle for practice. And my daughter, my son, they all went out on the lake again today while I was at work. So here's a picture they sent me. And so just a little note about that day. Wednesday the 21st, Gigi had to go home, and so there's a little airplane for that. My husband took her to the, like, there's a shuttle that comes into town, and we could put her on the shuttle, and then it takes her to the airport. We normally can do that for people going to the airport. We normally pick them up at the airport and bring them. So it's just easier than catching the shuttle here. Little note about work. I cut out some flowers and put them around here. And then this is like little strips from quotes. And it says, there's no shame in starting over. Be a work in progress. When you let yourself get uncomfortable, strength and growth only come. You'll get better at this. And I just wrote a note here. I'm sore. This is kind of my note about the gym. I'm new at this gym, and it's a different level of training. And so I'm struggling with that, like being sore and needing all the correction again and blah, blah, blah. So that's Matt. Buddy went to daycare today. They missed him because he hasn't really been going during summer because someone's usually been home with him. And then my daughter went to ice cream with her friends, and then they all came over. Oh no, I'm sorry. My daughter went to ice cream. Oh, and then she came home with a beautiful planter for me. It was so sweet. They went to Marshall's and she bought me this very Ray Dunn planter, which I just love Ray Dunn. So anyway, yep, free spirit. I love the gym and learning daily. So I'm working on this. And then my daughter babysat today for her first real day of babysitting. She got paid and everything, and so that was exciting. She was excited. Okay, this day, oh my gosh, this day. Okay, so here's my thing for my coffee. Like when I finish my bag of coffee or whatever, I put it in here. My daughter went to babysit again. My husband and daughter drove up to watch Washington State play soccer, which was fun. And then I had a day. Here's my mood sticker. And it says, don't lose your fire. Don't turn your back when it's hard. When you hit a wall, climb over it. We have some stuff going on at work. So I put a note in there about that. So, okay, the 23rd, Friday, I had another appointment. I went in to get some work done. I needed some hormones. So went to the gym. My boy worked all day, and just this is that Kiki K paper from Sweet Karen that I just love. And so I used the note part for something else, and then I ripped this little bottom part off. I just love this. And a little note about caring for myself and for others. So that's my self, taking care of self. All right, this night we drove after work. We drove 3 hours down to stay in southern Washington. We actually stayed in Oregon for my son to take the SAT the following day. So he slept the entire ride down there. I drove. When we woke up, I dropped him off at his test, and I went to the beach, and it was the Kite Festival, and I just love it. And so this was a picture from the magazine. I took a similar picture, but it obviously wasn't as good, so I took theirs. And then so this was a little note about that. I had an amazing time just walking on the beach. There was crabs everywhere, like giant crabs that the seagulls had eaten. I mean, I've never seen crabs like this. They were everywhere. And so it was amazing. So that was cool. My boy took his SAT. I just wrote a little note here. I'm so proud of him. This is the paper behind, that was already in here. So again, just add a little note on top, and just fingers crossed that he scores well so he doesn't have to take it again. He felt pretty confident after it. And he's prepped really, really hard. So he missed a regatta today just because of the test. And he left, as soon as we got home, he left to drive up to the regatta so he can go out on the coach's boat tomorrow and kind of help race committee and watch the sailors that he would be competing against, so he can kind of see how they're doing and, pick up anything there. So it's pretty cool. All right. So this is Sunday, the 25th. Oh, this is funny. So I started just this little note I had, I was just going to write this note, and I taped it in. Those days your plan goes out the window. I dropped my daughter off at school for leadership. Like, she was supposed to go do her thing there. And no one's there. So she calls me, and I have to go back. Anyway, I'm in my sweats. I'm like, we should just take this day to go get school shopping done. And anyway, I'm not driving 25 minutes home and blah, blah, blah. I went to the mall in my sweats is the moral of that story. And then let me see if I can so I ended up adding like this whole thing of notes and just kept taping it. So we had a lot of fun. I'm always so grateful for being able to be with her and love her and her loving me. I document it every year. I'm so grateful that we enjoy each other's company and that I can honor her as a teen, and I'm proud of her as a teen, and that she is still okay hanging out with me as a mom. And so we had some good laughs. We didn't get everything done that we wanted to school shopping wise, but that's okay. We got a really good start to it. And she was really good with her budget and really thoughtful. And so it was just like a lot of notes, but I just kind of I thought this, I don't know, I kind of dig that. I've never done that before. So, all right, the 26th, here's another piece of that bag you guys saw on like page 1, and just some tape. I don't know. I kind of prepped this page beforehand, but this is an actual composition paper from the book that Elizabeth dyed and put in here. This is some of her fun material that she, her little material worms or whatever she calls them. I used that. Mondays belong to the go-getters. So I've started trying to document the weather a little bit. I'm not super good at it, but I'm trying. And then my daughter was volunteering at school, and then she had her first day of soccer tryouts for high school. So fingers crossed on this day that she gets the results she wants. And then my boy is cleaning up for summer. Summer's over. All right, Tuesday the 27th, this amazing pocket is from Elizabeth. And so it's like a sewn book page. I just love it. And then I put some tabs in here. So I made one about soccer. This one is me about work and some things going on there. And then this one is about the boy and my husband and just working and all that. So I just tuck those in there. And normally I'd leave them kind of like that, but I wanted them to sit enough that I could close it. And so I did include her little thing there like that. So, because it's just so cute, this envelope. So sweet Elizabeth, I'm loving every moment. So look at me, I pre-stamped this and then forgot to write the date. So once the day is over, I can't go back on my phone. I don't really know how to do that. So this is Wednesday the 28th. This is the first day of school for us here. And my son is a senior, my daughter is a sophomore. And so I tucked a bunch of cards in here. So this again is the back page, which is this map. I made like kind of this pocket or tuck spot, if you will, and added, you know, some school ephemera, if you will. I put a work card stuff going on, and some stuff about my husband having some days off now, which will be nice because he's been working like a crazy person. And then my little school card with like a scrapbooking old sticker on that. This was like kind of about them starting school. This is the end of the day. The end of the day note. They both really enjoyed it. Our house is full again with studying and friends over and talking about papers already. They both already have homework. They both had homework and a project due on the first day. They're both excited with their classes. Excited to see friends, all that. My daughter is stoked about her soccer stuff. That's day 2 of tryouts, but she got good news each day. They got news and kind of like, information about where to go the next day, if you will. And then we are going on a healthy family thing of eating. And so after I picked my daughter up, we had to go to the market. We got pasta and bread. We got a roasted chicken, which is what this is from, and ice cream. So yes, stress eating at its finest. We start family healthy eating next week again. We have been off track, and we just needed to get kind of summer out of our system and work and stress and all of that. And so it's been a bit. The other thing I do notice is I am not going to the gym this week. I can't go. I had the doctor's appointment on Friday, and I couldn't go for like 3 or 4 days after that. And then I have something wrong with my back, which I have not been writing about, but so I haven't been to the gym. So when I don't go to the gym, then I feel like, ooh, if someone else has a treat or a cookie or something like that, then we might as well have pasta. Let's just add pasta into it. How about that? So knowing that's coming to a quick end very soon. All right, Thursday the 29th, I obviously went to get something at the coffee store. I think I got a bagel probably. Oh, so I went to urgent care this day, and my doctor, I called my doctor. My doctor sent me to urgent care because they don't do x-rays at her office. I went to urgent care. They thought it was my kidney, which was my concern. It was not my kidney. They ruled that out. They did not need x-rays. Thank goodness. They sent me to the chiropractor. So I went to the chiropractor. They worked on me for a while, and they gave me a very, very high dose thing of turmeric, and along with some other work I have to do. And then when I came home and I was reading my wellness magazine, there's a little thing about turmeric in there. You know how it works. Like when your brain is focusing on something, it falls into place, all that. This is a cool thing out of that art book I showed you. Little weather report. It's raining, but look at that banana. How stinking cute. Little angel banana. Anyway. Oh, and that's what I put. Today it's bananas. This weather's bananas. It's pouring today. Let's go back. Oops. Oh, my tag came off. This day it's 85. This day it's pouring. So I wrote, it's bananas. And I had some banana stickers. It was pouring and lightning and thunder. Crazy. Okay, there's that. Here's my note about the chiropractor. I did that. And then a note, my husband was home today. All that. So some notes in there. So just used it as a tuck spot. Friday, so I was feeling much better after I left the chiropractor. I did all the things they told me to do, the stretching, the bath, the cold, the turmeric, the pain, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully got some relief. I was feeling so much better, but again, can't go to the gym. So Friday morning, I wrote crappy night's sleep. It was bad. Like I haven't been sleeping well, but this night may have been the worst because when they adjust you and do everything in there, it releases and then all that muscle. And so I felt like, oh, it was horrible. Between the dog, who was up all night, and then my back, I really got no sleep. So I went back to the chiro for sure. So when I went to the chiro, they worked on me again, and they were like, we have an opening for a massage. And I was like, sign me up. So I went to the massage person, and she worked on my back for an hour. And I put hoping to hit the gym tomorrow, but doubt it. So I can tell you right now that didn't happen. This is a little note card. It says Life 101. The boy, my child, my sweet child, ran out of gas on the way to school today. Thank goodness we were home. So he called us. My husband and I hopped in the car. We went and picked him up. He had already left his car. He found a safe place to park it. He was walking. We grabbed him. We went back, put gas in his car, dropped his car off at school, blah, blah, blah. And then I had to go back to school and do some other stuff. But anyway, so I found this little tag that says, don't forget to fill up your tank, especially where we live. There's not gas stations everywhere. So it was a little life lesson. It's okay. He was safe, and thankfully it's beautiful weather out. You can tell because I documented it right there. Yeah. No weather today, but I can tell you it wasn't pouring. It was sunny. So, but you know, there's days where it's not here. It's days where it's very, very cold. And, so anyway, he learned. It was fine, but, just a parenting moment. And, yeah, this is me like not happy about my back. All right. So that was Friday the 30th. This is, the 31st. Again, I could probably go in and find this. It was sunny. It was sunny. I remember that. So this is the Goodbye to August page. I just used some stickers and I found that. That's from a little pack from Michael's of their new little, I forgot what it's called, like their little Japanese planner stickers. And this was part of that set. I just put adulting today. We cleaned most of the day. It feels good to get summer cleaned up and kind of out of the house. Like school started and then we have Labor Day, which I think is crazy. So I just set my timer. Like I spent an hour cleaning. I spent an hour doing something else. I spent an hour cleaning. I spent an hour. So I just went back and forth and got the house cleaned up and kind of organized. I got started on my planner, started back on my desk and cleaning up after guests have gone. So it just feels good. And then, people, football is here and I'm so excited. I just love it on in the background. I don't watch every ounce of it. But it's so cool to see the college games and stuff. So we watched some good games there, had dinner together. And then my husband barbecued tonight, which was yummy. This is a little note in here. I took a project life card and made a little note in here. And then that just goes and tucks in there. All right. That is the end of August. Oh, and I had put this. So let me show you where I'm at. I had found this. This was out of that art book. Okay. And so I just put a little note in here about prayers. Hurricane Dorian is coming, and I'm just praying for everyone on the East Coast. It looks like the hurricane will hit Florida. I've checked in with everyone we know, and they're all okay. Not sure when or how it will hit, but it may actually miss Florida. We'll be checking in with all of our family. I'm just praying for the East Coast and that it's not, too bad. Keeping a close eye on Jacksonville and Charlotte because those are the top schools for my kiddo that he's looking at for next year. And I just put prepping and being safe in weather like that makes me nervous. We're not familiar with that on the East Coast. So just prayers for everyone on the East Coast. I hope you guys are all safe and wherever it hits or, if it gets downgraded or whatnot. I know it's not a definite thing. So, okay, let me show you where I'm at. This is my book so far. This is what's left of the flow part right here. Okay, now I've added some stuff. I've taken out some stuff, obviously, but you can tell I have quite a bit left that she gave me. This is the part that is tied in by a ribbon and I can take out. Okay, I've cut some strips off of paper, whatnot. Okay, but you can tell there's quite a bit left. And this is what I've started already for September. So you can tell I've added my dates. You can see it's gotten a little fat already. So if I'm working in this book though, so see, I've already started this page. It is getting hard to write already in here. So the beautiful part about this is I can just take out this middle section, which I think I'm going to do because I'm not traveling. And I think I'm going to take out this whole section and not have it in here, okay? Because I don't need it. So we'll do that right now. And then I think you can kind of slide it out, but since I don't need it anymore, I'm going to take it out. I hope you guys can kind of see this. I'm trying. Okay. Okay, and then I will reband it and keep it separate. Okay. So see this? This is all coming out. I will retie that around it and keep it. And now my book looks like that. And it falls apart, but it's not, like it opens, but it's not really that bad. Like if you look at it, there's quite a bit of room in here. Okay. So super, super excited, super excited. And because, if I want to, I will, like I said, I will reband this, but if I want, even if I don't tie it in, I can obviously pop it in here, and I have my band that goes around the top, but this is just like this huge yummy thing that I can kind of take with me. It has this on the outside. This is a piece of paper, but she did actually make me this folder. So I could put that on the outside, if you will, and kind of make that the outside part of it, and then put the other stuff on the inside if I wanted to. So Elizabeth, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. And it's such a fun size to work in. So that's it, you guys. That is my flip through of my August flowbonichi. And I'm just so much enjoying it. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I try to do, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 videos a month. It's not like a weekly thing. But I cannot wait to show you the rest of these pages because they're just super fun. So thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day, and I hope you find something today that inspires you. Bye.